I'm here say, hear me now. This is a soul fire production. Soul fire production. Soul fire production. Yes, welcome to another episode of Prisoner's Vice Jamaica. Greetings to the Holy Spirit and greetings to you, my subscriber. Honor do. I'm glad for another opportunity. Hey, last week we speak about was family provoked. So basically, we talk about the missing link, and that missing link was what happened before the whole mayhem. So I decided to speak on correctional officer for this week, and we are going in depth about this topic because this topic is so broad and it is so much that I intend to put it in a three-part series: the good, the bad, the ugly. All right. I would say there is no good officer. It's just good intent. But before we go down deep into that, make we find out what and who is a correctional officer. Now, the word correctional officer derived between 1970 and 1975. All right. However, before that, they were called like warder, bosun, backer master. I think it is better to be called a prison correctional officer. Yes, man. It to me it seems more professional. Okay, so correctional officer, it carry a more significant meaning, and that is why I go with it. And I'm going to explain how important a correctional officer is and how important we should see them. All right. So watch this. There's two definitions to describe it. One from the dictionary and the other from a correctional act. All right. From the dictionary, it is someone who worked as a guard in a prison. All right. Uh, it is like to protect life and property. So they work as a guard in the prison to protect life and property. And also, they are a prison officer or correctional officer that were uniformed as a criminal justice official. I would more say a trained person like a police officer to define the criminal justice official. A trained person like a police officer, and the Correctional Act stated that a correctional officer becomes the rank of a police officer once he's assigned to duty. But I strongly believe that they do not have the power to go and see you and say, hey, I'm arresting you, I'm charging you for this. It is only for the sake of the penal system. But anyway, let me move on. Yeah, so a criminal justice official is responsible for the custody, supervision, safety, and regulation of prisoners. They are responsible for the care, custody, and control of individuals who have been convicted of a crime and sentenced to imprisonment. They are also responsible for security of the facility and its property, as we said to you, to protect life and property, as well as other law enforcement duties. Definition 2 is derived from the Correctional Act. Adult Correctional Center staff mean any person engaged under a contract of employment to work at an adult correctional center. So those are the two definitions, one from the dictionary, one from the Correctional Act. my definition is more profound. I would see it more profound. I would see it more have higher standard and quality. For me, it is more of a correction tablet. Alright? A correcting plate. And having and showing correctiveness. Yeah? So the last one I like it. Having and showing correctiveness. You all see how I define it, because why I say that, you say anyone from any other profession that makes a foul of the law went straight to their corrective machinery. You could be a soldier, you could be a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer, a police, a politician. You are under their watch, under their supervision, under their care, yeah, and to see to it that you are rehabilitated, reformed, and empowered. So no matter how much degree you might have as a businessman, as a supervisor, a manager, or a police, or whatever, when you go there, so you are under these corrective personnel supervision, and they are there to correct you. So, and this is why I have this profession as the most important one, very high class and prestigious one. Yeah, and they should get paid higher than any other public sector. Now look here, these are the person, who is to see to it that you are safe on the outside, you are well protected. So I believe this correcting personnel is more important and of high class and a prestigious one. Somebody what we should look up to, because once you are convicted, it means something, you have done something wrong and you are to be corrected. It's just like going to school and you do your homework or your classwork and you get it wrong. What did you do? You go back and correct it. So you're sent to a penal system to be corrected. And these are the officers who are to correct you. But me I tell you God truth, me talk it most of the time based on their behavior. As I said, there's three categories: the good, the bad, and the ugly. I always said I am the one who should be rehabilitated. But to me, it is more of the correctional officers are to be rehabilitated. And as this channel goes by, you will learn more and more and more of why I said so, things that them do, things that them say, how them behave, and all these things. See? So, as I said, their profession should be well paid and should be looked on and look up to. Good. So, how important is a correctional officer and what is their duty? Alright, the importance of a correctional officer is to hold inmates under their care. So, we talked about it earlier. Once you drop there, you are, they are responsible for you, nobody else. You're not responsible for yourself. Okay? So, their duty is to hold you under their care until the sentence is complete. And also to keep the inmate safe. Yeah, because if an inmate is injured, the officer have a right saying see how him injured. You can't say see because it's like you have it is said that you abandon your location because you're supposed to be there and see. If you don't see, it mean the inmate wasn't safe you abandon your location and you leave yourself to be charged. So they are there to protect you from harm and from danger. Alright? And in a sense, yes, stick to what they say is their motto: none shall escape. In the meantime, the importance of a correctional officer is to protect. Their responsibility is to protect you on the outside. You notice on the outside, and how indirectly they protect you on the outside. They are to see to it that you are reformed, rehabilitated, and none shall escape. So you see those three things. So that's the only way they keep you safe. See that you reform and rehabilitated, that means you don't go back out there to become a recidivist. And see to it that none of the inmate escape. That is how important a correctional officer be, and see to it that you're safe. So in essence, there is a section of the law, section 88. It read as thus: the objective of rehabilitating inmates shall always be kept in the views of every member of staff, who should strive to acquire a more influence over inmates by the conscientious discharge of his or her duties, and by exhibiting a consistent example of regards to truth and integrity, even to the smallest matter. Now, that is the objective of rehabilitation. And the persons who are to carry that out is correctional officers. Alright? So that is what they should keep in their view. But that is not what they kept in their view. They kept in their view how to hold you back in prison. See to it that you are always at a level, which means if you say you want to go church, and say when you did their road, you go church, or you want to go school, when you did a road, you go school. So they want to keep you back there. So basically, most of them has not been responsible in carrying out the duties or the objectiveness and responsibility of their role, what they should play. If so be the case, it not carry out, then you on the outside will never be safe. No, but if the officers tend to behave in a certain way, like last week video, and I speak on the matter of Ostamili Provo, the officer, and many officers like him, but this officer is just the worst out of all, who keep provoking inmates, and it can't be like that. So some of these officers need to be dismissed, reprimanded, and reformed. So as I said, there are three sides of them: the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let me use this part 1 series to speak on the good, as I define what is a correction officer and the objective of a correction officer and the duties. Let us speak on the good. And I'm going to be frank, there's not much I can say about the good side of the correctional officer. And to be frank, I've done research. When we say research, reach out to other inmates, ex-cons, as well, parolee, and inmates, yes, and ask them, what is the good side of an officer? And all of us response is basically the same. We inmates would say the only time an officer is good is when he's dead. Yeah. Only time him good at when he's there. You, we can't define a good officer. The only way we can define good with a correctional officer is good intent. There's no good officer. They have good intent. You have a few who have good intent. And let me see if we can elaborate on that. Why we don't have a good officer? Why we can't say there's a good officer unless in there? Because let us use you. You have a correctional officer friend named Tom. I have a correctional officer friend named Jerry. Jerry is going to be good to me. Tom is going to be good to you. Okay? Now, if I have done something wrong, me do something bad in the prayer, you do something bad in the prison. Tom, now go show lenience on me. I'm go cut me a box in my face. And once him start do that, him now go be a good officer for me. Him go in the naughty list, the bad list. Likewise, if my friend Jerry backs you, so we can't define and say yes, good. They only has good intent. Alright? And that good intent, or some of these good intent, I will share with you because I have a lot of experience with some of these officers with good intent. You have an officer, I knew him from he was a corporal. Now this officer have good intent, but he also did something wrong and bad when he enters an inmate cell. Yeah, he should never have entered the inmate cell when the inmate is in his cell. So the inmate tat him. When we say tat him, stab him. And not no come out of it. The inmate even get paroled. Because why not no come out of it? Because he was wrong to enter the inmate cell. But that officer always have good intent. I'm going to tell you why I said him always have good intent. If I need a software to learn something, whether music software, and I mention it, the next day you will hear an inmate call me and said, XYZ officer call you. When I go to the officer, he me said, which software you ask me about? We talk about. Me say, what you talk about? He said, when I talk about it, I explain to him. When I explain to him now, he said, we can fight that. That officer download it, bring it come the next day, and able to show me a beginning lesson. And it is one of the reasons why I'm able to do digital music on the computer using various softwares. That is the good intent of this officer. And also this officer also said, if it is up to him, every inmate go home computer literate. Every inmate go home can do programming. Every inmate go home can design or create apps. It's a digital world. And yet still, inside my prison, now go digital. If him get the chance to be director of rehabilitation, remember me tell you the system better. And there are other officers also with good intent. You have an officer, he was a corporal at the time. This inmate, they intend to beat him, kill him, whatsoever. Because of what? In choose to back in fist. Yeah, in choose to back in fist. So then find out, so then choose to beat him or kill him. So this officer here and exercise his duty and secure the inmate city that he saved. Him say him back in fist too. So what if a man stay and back in fist? Him there road and do it. So why this man can't stay some back in fist? Him no want go the other way. So him rather back it. And yet still don't want to be loud man. I respect the officer for that talk. I don't care who want upset about it. I respect him for that. Because many officers now will do that. And that officer also did encourage me when an inmate tried to discourage me. He came to me and said, listen, don't make nobody tell you nothing. Nobody. Then I mean you're not good. Remember me tell you say you can sing, and me love how you sing, I just love how you use up everything. That is the officer again. And I want to tell you the truth, The first time I encountered with that officer, I was smoking Mataran at the time. And I have a Mataran in my mouth, and the man take out the Mataran and broke it up and fling it up and crush it up, and I look at him, screw face, and him look at me. And right now, me and that officer are good friend. And him still a corporal, him a fight him. But you see, when an officer have good intent, at that me notice you don't get the promotion where you forget. But once you're an officer like the one who is entangled with family and also entangled with me before I come out, and them officer there get promoted. But the one with the good intent, no. You have this next female wardress, correctional officer. I met her by gun court. Whenever I am stressed, depressed and stuff, she always did it talking to me, encouraging me, motivating me. She's just nice. She never tried to discourage me. She ever tell me all She ever say, look how much my gone, no care how much left. Don't think on the outside, and if anything, don't afraid to come upstairs, ask for me, and we talk. And she was just kind, she was just nice. And the next officer with good intent took 7 stitches for me. Basically, that is it for the good side of correctional officers for me. So I thank you very, very much for this part 1 series of correctional officer. And if you're a first timer, subscribe to the channel, like and share, click the notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, boom, you'll get it. So I thank you again and look forward for me for part 2 on the bad side of a correctional officer. Thank you very much. Me love you now. Peace and love.
I'm here to say, hear me now. This is a Soul Fire production.